Is it a 5 to
5 to 7.
5 to 7, yeah, let's keep it to 5 to 7 because I don't want to overwhelm you with police officers. Before I start the speech, I just want to say a couple of words. I was not honestly planning to give out any speeches. I was not even sure if I'm the speaker today, and I saw my name there, third one. I said I should have 2 others before me, so I don't have to really give a speech. Anyway, and I
Too
think
bad.
he was speaking it out, and I was writing those words. So maybe I think God wanted me to say something about this pullovers. Okay, so let's start the speech. Steps you take after you get pulled over. Somehow, when I ran for my local office position this year, I think the local Shawnee police has fallen in love with me. They keep pulling me over. I've had about 5 pullovers in the last 1 year. And most of the pullovers have been on Shawnee Mission Parkway. So what steps you should take when you get pulled over? Because there's always a possibility, no matter where you drive, city halls are broke. So this is the way they make their pocket money. They are given targets to police officers that, hey, you need to collect this much of money from pullovers for various reasons. Maybe it could be a stop sign, fully not rolling your car or holding it at the stop sign for longer, seconds or minutes. Or there will be a pullover, you skipped a light, or you went an orange light, or it could be not giving a signal when you're yielding on a highway. So these will be the various 4 or 5 reasons you will be pulled over. Anyway, if you're driving straight, which happened to me just in the parking lot here, when I was here in the last meeting, I was pulled over because I was driving on this road and I was trying to come to the location here, and somehow the police officer who pulled me, he was meeting his girlfriend in the parking lot, because I saw that and it's on my Facebook page live, and Cheryl is a witness to that, and Dave is also a witness to that. I was pulled over. Now, whenever a pullover happens, keep this in mind that you may not be at fault. We all get panic. If a police officer comes behind you and flashes the lights, you immediately try to pull over and get it on the side. Never do that. Why? Because you're putting your life at risk and you're putting the police officer's life at risk too. That's why in my campaign I always said all lives matter. So whenever you get pulled over, just calm down, be very peaceful, be very respectful to the police officer. Keep driving unless you really see a safe area where you can park. Try to park in a parking lot. No matter, even if you have to drive a mile, which happened in my case, I did drive from here to Lenexa, and then I pulled over. I had 5 police officers following me. I picked up I called 911 immediately. I was in control. You have to be in control of your driving behaviors and how you handle a situation like that. I was very calm because I knew in my heart that I am okay. I'm a very cool driver. I don't have any drugs. I'm not a criminal. So I drove all the way to Lenexa on 87th Street and I pulled over, and there were 5 cops pulling me over. I did not have my driver's license. I was still driving very calmly. So be very peaceful if you're getting pulled over. Then, of course, they demand your driver's license. If you have it, give it to them. If you don't have it, just tell them I will bring it to the courthouse. Second thing you must keep in mind that you'll be very respectful. You have to be very respectful to this human being who's a police officer. Yes, he has the power to arrest you for various reasons, but do not react. Do not react. Just be very polite. Start deep breathing if you feel kind of conscious about how he's going to talk to you, and answer his questions very clearly. Demand. If he asks you first thing, hey, do you know why I pulled you over? That's a very common practice. They will ask you why. No, sir, I don't know. Oh, you were speeding. Sir, okay, if I was speeding, can you show me proof? Can I see your radar gun? Demand that. Always demand a radar gun reading. He will not show you. Why? Because he's lying or he's made a mistake. Because obviously if he's standing with the gun, he doesn't know which car the scanning and read. And I have one cases in the courthouses on a normal speed pullover. I don't speed, but I'm saying I have even witnessed my other friends that I have been to the courthouses for that reason where I have always won the case. I said proof. So then you ask for the calibration of the machine. That's your next step, very important for your case. If you go to court for trial, they will ask you for calibration. So you need to ask him, hey, did you calibrate the machine before you started using the scan gun? When was it last calibrated? So ask him some technical questions which will also help him, and he will be kind of cautious too. So basically you would be policing him rather than he's a policeman on you by asking those questions, technical questions. Of course, when you go to the courthouse, then you will demand discoveries. That is by law, you're supposed to ask for discoveries. Don't just give free money of your hard-earned money to this local city halls because they're broke. So they're using your money to cover up all the other expenses. So always demand discoveries. So it doesn't mean that if you're pulled over that you are liable to pay this fees of $150 to $200. No, you do not have to pay. Just be polite, go to the courthouse and demand discoveries. If they do not give you discoveries in 3 visits you have made to the courthouse, because how I don't know how many of you have in the room really gone through that whole past the system. I have and Dave has. They are entitled to give you that information in the 3 visits. If the prosecutor is not giving you by 3 visits or 3 months of court dates, then you are asked to demand that, judge, I want to dismiss this case because the discoveries have not been given to me on time. So there's a 14-day turnaround time, which you can also do it. You don't have to hire an attorney for these municipal little courts. You can do pro se, means you handle your own cases. So make sure that you follow the steps. Be very polite to the police officer. Then you demand discoveries when you go to the court. But before that, when he pulls you over, make sure that you show him insurance information. I have not shown insurance to many officers when they have pulled me over in the last 4 or 5 visits. I just say, what, I'll bring it to the court. I'll just bring it to the court. So the judge has the authority to dismiss that case. Otherwise, what will happen? He will just not listen or make mistakes, and then you will keep missing a court date, because they want you to miss the court dates. So that's why just follow those steps one at a time, so that you don't have this memory loss, and you say, oh, I did not go to the court. They will issue you a bench arrest warrant or a normal arrest warrant, and they want you. Why? Because if you will miss a court date, then it's more recurring income for them, because obviously they will put you in jail. Then you have to bond out, by a signature bond if it's your first crime, or otherwise money wise, which will be $500 to $1,000, depending on how much you were charged for, or tags. Like today, I have my driver's license been taken away for the last 6 months. I've been driving without it, no problems. I know how to handle the cases because I'm already in the court. So I'm just kind of doing this on a basis where I really don't have to follow. If they have made a mistake, I'm not held responsible. So what I'm trying to say through this is follow the steps very calmly, peacefully, and be very respectful to the authority. I'm not saying that you do not disrespect them, but always try to keep calm and very peaceful and answer the questions. And if he demands some paperwork to be shown, just show him the insurance and your driver's license if you have one. And then just follow those rules and go to the court and win the case. Thank you.
Thank you, AJ.